What's up, netizens? You're watching Dark Star. My name's Anthony. I'm joined by fellow reactioneer Chris. What's up, dude?
Sup.
Today we're going to be watching Final Fantasy VII. Everything came out. All three of them in this one go. Ever Crisis, which you said was a something.
A remake of the entire Final Fantasy VII compilation. So all the games are being put in together, including the movie as well. So you've got Before Crisis, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy Advent Children, and Final Fantasy VII Dirge Servers. Are all going to be playable games all in a row. The entire story. Basically what everybody wanted the fucking remake to be. And then Nomura decided that he was going to Kingdom Hearts the fuck out of that game. So
True.
That happened.
Yeah, Chris has seen these, by the way, but you know, he's a big Final Fantasy VII fan, so we thought we'd bring him on anyway. He'll be able to bring a little bit more spice to this video than I would if I was doing it by myself, for sure. Since I don't really... I mean, I played a chunk of it. Let's just say that.
I knew that was coming, dude. Fucking knew it was coming.
I forgot about it until I literally said it. I was like, wait a second. Anyway.
We were talking about something in text, and you fucking said that in text, too. And I was like, I don't even think he said it just to be a dick, because it was a conversation of something that you were saying to Mike, and I was just like, but I still fucking hate him.
But yeah, and then we'll watch the first Soldier teaser, which is the Battle Royale thing that was coming out, and then they also have some DLC, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is like a little bit of a DLC with Yuffie featured, I guess, for the Final Fantasy VII Remake that's already out. You know, since it's going to be 10 years before Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 comes out. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and check these out. I haven't seen any of them, obviously. I know a little bit of the details as we just talked about, but that's pretty much all I got. So let's go ahead and check these out. Another possibility for a remake.
Should have been the first possibility for the remake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is kind of cool. Just like basically really upgraded graphics still, but more similar style. Is the combat like that then?
No, combat, you look like the characters from the remake.
Okay.
At least from what I saw. From
like
screenshots.
Is the combat like open, or is it like a thing? You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, is it like a JRPG, or is it like a...
Like turn-based, or... Oh, we're about to find out right here, so...
Okay.
Maybe.
Now, I'm so excited because this is part of the game, chunk of the game that I played. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So it's basically the remake, but with... Like the whole thing, though? Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I thought this was I thought they were moving around there for a second.
That is a lot of fucking summons for them to have at this first fucking boss fight. Jesus Christ. Zach!
Damn. That's kind of crazy just because, like, they only brought out part of, obviously, the story of only the main game. That they also partially changed with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then they were like, well, we're going to make this game, which is obviously significantly easier to make because it's, you know, I think turn-based, right? Is that what I saw correctly? It was like the old Final Fantasy VII-ish, kind of, right?
I don't know. I was confused by the battle system myself because it looked like
I saw numbers.
It looked like they were all just standing still.
Yeah,
so...
I think that was just the battle animations. It wasn't whatever.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it was actually like.
My guess
obviously, it's a lot more. What'd you say?
I said my guess is that's probably going to be turn-based.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. I think we were just the reason. At first, I was like, oh, it's actually like the Final Fantasy VII Remake combat. because we saw him like fucking run towards the thing and he was like slashing it or whatever. I was like, oh Jesus Christ! But there was only ever one person doing that at a time. I'm pretty sure we just saw the animations after the attack was selected, what it looks like when the people like are like, oh, go do your fucking slash or whatever, and he's like, okay, let me run up, and then we saw that's what we saw.
That was
basically doing the animation.
That was the Aerith that we saw in the fight with Cloud and Bear, right?
Yeah,
she cast a spell against the Scorpion. It makes no sense. Aerith was not part of any fucking Shinra bombing missions at all.
Yeah, that is true.
She never would have been in a fucking reactor at all.
Yeah, well, that's what you think.
I don't fucking know, dude.
I can see it. You can see on the bottom, she's casting spells and she's got her turn-based stuff going on or whatever. Yeah. So,
I don't know, man. I don't know what the vision.
That is kind of weird. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but oh well.
Oh man.
All right, let's move on to the next one. I don't know about these graphics so far, man. Oh, they look better for me.
No, the graphics actually look really good for this game. I actually wish it was coming to CP versus
the movement and like the cursors and the 3D, like the third-person thing. This kind of reminds me of Battlefield looking, or Battlefront, the Star Wars games.
Yeah,
the old one at the very least.
Guess you can summon.
There's Ifrit.
So it looks like there's a PvE aspect to it as well.
Oh yeah, what the hell, dude? Well, I mean, that make you can make that work, right? Because then that could potentially drop. They kind of had that in Black Ops 4 or 5. Yeah. Wait, Black Ops 4, Blackout.
Little bosses you can go fight and get like good loot and shit, but people would come and kill you and shit if in the middle of doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I like watching the quick like cast barrier to stop the bullets. That was pretty fucking cool. And then they did the wind cast to shoot the dude up onto the roof. That was pretty cool too. So the integration of materia into Battle Royale. I mean, like I said, I'll play it when it comes out on the phone just to try it out. And I think because me and Jojo from Dead Funny had a long conversation about this could be a great way for Square Enix to kind of test this aspect, since this is something super new for them and never done before by this company. And if the hype is enough around it to justify making a version for PlayStation and computer.
Right.
That would be cool. I'd be a lot more interested in it if it came to the computer for sure than I will be the phone. I'm just not a phone player. Yeah, but I mean, there also is a huge mobile fan base out there. Like huge mobile fan base.
Yeah. So. I mean, the concept isn't too bad if you have one of the newer phones, right? And you have those controller pad things that you can like put on the side so you can play with the controller or whatever. If you don't have those things, then it's just lame.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. So I don't know. We'll have to wait. I mean, Final Fantasy or Square Enix has released so many games that they've already had made, like 7, for instance, onto the phone. And then they also have a long list of actual phone games they've made. You know, you got Opera, which was same graphics as what we saw for Ever Crisis. Fucking Bravious. I mean, like they've got tons and tons. Like I've got like 8 of them downloaded myself, and they're not new to the mobile market, but this will be their first time doing anything multiplayer like this at all. Yeah. So it'll be
interesting to see how it plays out. I think it looked kind of cool. The thing about this type of stuff is the more elements you introduce to a battle royale type deal or whatever, the more difficult it is to balance stuff like that or whatever. Yeah. Because there could be somebody who just, or like a summon, right? That could just be like stupid OP, where like, you know, it's like, hey, I see a fucking team coming at us from like the north of the city or whatever. They're coming in, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna flank him. You gotta flank him, and they drop Ifrit, and he just fucking wrecks you, and you're just dead. And that's just the end of
Or
you.
you're like over there, a whole
whatever.
team sitting there with snipers, and you're watching like they don't even know we're here, and all of a sudden Bahamut just comes down and just fucking rains fire on top of you.
Something
Like,
crazy,
yeah.
right? So
I highly doubt that they would put the summons in the actual competitive aspect of it. I think that's going to be more the PvE aspect of it, because that's what we saw there with the bosses. I mean, there was Ifrit attacking that one guy that looked like a player, but who fucking knows? But that seems like that would be. I mean, someone's got to be in that boardroom. Like, this doesn't seem like this is supposed to work. You know?
You would think, but I don't know. I don't know
who's the director on this, so I didn't look into that.
It depends on how big the teams are and how difficult those things are to take down exactly. I mean, to be fair, that guy was just standing in the middle of the street waiting for this guy to drop Ifrit on him, so it's not exactly like he had great positioning. I mean, there are other things where this, happens in certain video games where people have, like, a summon, and they're like, oh, this summon could be OP, but then they drop it, and, like, people just hide behind a corner or whatever, and it doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can watch like Overwatch or whatever, and Diva's thing can blow up and kill everybody, but if it's not in the literal perfect place or happening while there's a fight happening, so people are kind of distracted or whatever, you just stand behind a wall, it blows up and doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, it's really powerful if the other team's an idiot, but if they're not, whatever, then it's not really that powerful. So, we'll obviously have to see how it plays out. It's just
that, or we're gonna get a Final Fantasy Pokemon battle where it's like, Ifrit, go! Leviathan, go! Like, I choose you. Then you just got two summons just fucking duking it out in the middle of the fucking map.
And everybody's immune during the fight.
Yeah.
Like other team, and then your fight finishes. One of them beats the other one. The person dies, and then you come out and you're surrounded by like other teams.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh yeah, look,
you start seeing summons pop up all over the place.
You exited your fight. It's like, I know what you're thinking. Let's get this last one in here. Graphics are so nice.
Cloud, quickly! Barret!
Give me a break!
Jesse! Barret!
Where you been?
Tifa! Help me!
Come on, let's push it past the red line! Now it's my turn!
This is all not part of the DLC, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't this like, whatever? I'm so confused.
They have to remind you that there was a game.
A touching reunion.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar.
Oh my god.
My name is Yuffie, Materia Hunter and Elite Special Forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of
Wutai
Avalanche,
clan, baby.
we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe. Where's Clown? We lost him.
Oh, I know exactly who that is.
He will be okay though.
Trust me, no one else does either, because he doesn't
Of course he
exist.
will.
They're the ones
He's
who
the
blew
one
up
that
the
was worked for this game.
Cool. Should we say hi?
No, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's.
Should we say hi?
Look,
Nah.
Nah.
That was amazing.
We gotta help.
Is this what she's supposed to wear in the games? I thought she was
It's
supposed to be like a
something that she
ninja
has.
type thing.
She is. She'll get rid of the little. It's basically her way of trying to hide that she's from Wutai. A lot more. It made a lot more sense in where the game actually came from, which was their Cerberus, but they just wanted to add it in here, I guess. But she doesn't wear it the entire time.
Gotcha. I was wondering because if you're like a ninja and trying to avoid like, attention and all that kind of stuff, that's probably not the outfit you want to wear. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, she looks a lot better right here, which I'm really happy about. She looks a lot like her original character. So,
You're better off out
What the fuck is this guy?
They deserve what's
I
coming
don't
to them.
fucking know.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these
Weird
jerks?
dialogue.
I'm your stepsister, and I'm stuck in the dryer.
Now, let the hunt begin.
Oh shit! I don't know who that is.
I'm not gonna lie. If you knew who that was, I would have been fucking surprised. I was about to say, there's no fucking way he played a dirge. There's no fucking way he played dirge. Oh man.
Who was that?
So this is where my issue is right now. Oh man. Okay, so we had a pretty extensive conversation about this. It pretty much dominated my last podcast. That is the main boss from Dirge of Cerberus, which is the game that takes place 2 years after the events of Final Fantasy VII, which is a Vincent-only game. Yuffie shows up because there was always this fan fiction of them two being a thing, and so I guess Square Enix just made it a thing. They don't actually do anything, but she's just there, and that's where the whole Moogle outfit comes into and stuff too, because you don't know that's her at first. Now so it's like, oh, it's Yuffie. It makes no sense that he's here. It literally makes zero fucking sense that he's here. Oh my god, the whole military that we just saw them fighting against is called Underground, and they didn't get started until after the fall of Shinra. So the fact that they're here, it makes zero sense timeline-wise.
I think you should just accept that Ever Crisis is the true spiritual successor of Final Fantasy VII, and that Final Fantasy VII Remake is just kind of like the really nice graphics, really nice whatever, and they were just like, we're gonna do it whatever the story we want to. Like, we're just gonna do it.
Nomura's playground, dude. It's fucking Nomura's playground. He gets to do whatever he wants. I wish they would have.
I don't think Aerith's even gonna die.
Dude,
I think she's gonna survive.
It's nuts, man. I mean, because the whole tone of the first or the original was death. That was the tone. It's like, for instance, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. You literally meet them. That's all you know about them is their names, and then in 2 hours they're dead. Like that's it. Like you didn't know who they were. You just knew they were part of Avalanche. And this one, they have their whole story, which was great. I had a lot of fun with that. That was the perfect example of expansion on places that they needed to expand on. And then it's like, but now none of them are dead. They all survived where they died previously. We have these watchers of fate who are supposed to make sure the timeline stays correct. They're doing a fucking terrible job of that. And somehow Zach's alive. So there's that.
Is he really?
Okay. Yeah, that was the ending of the game. Was they did the whole scene. They did all the way down, I kid you not, Tony, to the exact same lines that were said by the character. And then he survives at the end and is walking with Cloud over his shoulder towards Midgar. I'm like, that breaks the entire game. Cloud never gets the sword. He never goes into the rest of the coma, finds himself in Midgard, and becomes fucking soldier first class. That breaks the rest of the game. That literally breaks the rest of the game.
Maybe he's crippled. Maybe he's crippled, and so he can't keep being a soldier, so he still gives Cloud the sword or whatever.
I mean, he's carrying Cloud to Midgard, so I kind of...
Oh, I thought you said Cloud. I thought Cloud was carrying Zack.
No, he's carrying Cloud to Midgard.
Okay. All right. Well, Cloud is so injured that Zack feels bad for him, so he gets him his sword.
I mean, like I said, it's part one. I'm gonna play the whole thing, and then I'll give my full thing on it whenever that will be. 20 years from now, who fucking knows? But I mean, because for all I know, that could just be like a whole, oh my god, just kidding, and then like part two, it starts out with fucking Zack getting his fucking face blown off. For all I fucking know, who knows? We literally have no idea. But I think they're trying to do some alternate.
He's walking him back, carrying him back. He just like falls off a fucking like small like just a tiny little like dip and like bashes his neck on like a fucking rock or something. Instantly cracks it and just dies. So that's like the end of him. He doesn't even get like a baller death or anything. He just fucking like dies.
I don't know.
He has like a fucking failed appendectomy.
I don't know. But what I will say about this is that Yuffie looks great. I'm super excited with her character. Her being in Midgar, one makes no sense, but at the same time, she didn't have a story in the original.
I think you're going to have to accept that it makes sense because this isn't the same game that you played when you were young.
Apparently, yes, apparently. But she didn't have a story in the main game, so therefore they have room to play. Like, she was a character that you randomly found. There was a chance to completely miss her and not get her at all in the game. Same thing with Vincent. Those are two missable characters completely. You can complete the entire game without both of them. So Vincent actually had a story that tied in pretty fucking heavy to the actual storyline. She did not. You literally go to Wutai, and then her dad's like, fucking, you're banished from here. Why are you back? And then you kick his ass, and he's like, hey, steal all the materia from your friends when you save the world. She's like, okay, and then you leave Wutai. That literally was her story. Like that was it. That was the saga of Yuffie. It's like get done in 30 minutes and then fucking leave. That's all it was. So yeah.
Yeah.
The guy was completely put in, and JoJo actually had a very interesting thought process as to the reason he was created was so it would be easier for when they go to add Sid into the game because they already have a character model that uses a two-handed spear-like weapon. So they'll be able to just adapt him right in and just, clone him over. I was like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So, because that guy does not exist. He's not in the books. He's not in the movie. He's not in any other game. He has never existed before. So, yeah. Interesting.
Has your friend JoJo went on any bizarre adventures? That's my question for you, dude.
God, dude.
I would literally consider playing the Ever Crisis on mobile. Even though it's mobile, like, it looks like a mobile quality game. You know what I mean? Like, all the old Final Fantasies do kind of look like you could play that on your phone. And these are upgraded graphics. So, like, it literally looks like something you could play as a handheld game. I mean, it looks like the old, like, Golden Sun games that I used to fucking play on handheld. So, like, playing that on my phone, if I just got, like, a thing with it or whatever, I would literally do that. I don't think I'd play a Battle Royale on my phone, if I'm being totally honest with you. Obviously, you said you would because you're, Final Fantasy VII, huge, thing going on or whatever. I don't think I probably will check that one out. And then I'm not really necessarily, like, I never even played the Final Fantasy VII remakes, obviously, whatever. So that kind of makes Ever Crisis kind of my top pick out of these 3 trailers that I watched. But I will say, Yuffie looks really good, and I do think that the whole game for Final Fantasy VII Remake looks phenomenal, and it's obviously huge and all that kind of stuff. So I could definitely see why, if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan and you're about to play it, then definitely looks like that was a hit as well. So solid overall, I would say. But all right, that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, so bye. Catch you on the dark side.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold